Hello everyone, welcome back to Kredict. Today is day 14th of Learn Blockchain Development Challenge with Kredict. This is a series in which you learn blockchain development in 45 days. So, without wasting any time, let's get started in today's video. In today's video, we are going to learn about address type in Solidity. And as you can see, I have already created a file in my Remix IDE. So, what is a address type in Solidity? If you remember, in the first video when we have installed MetaMask wallet, we have our wallet address. We used it to get Ethereum from the faucet. So what is address? In general, address is a representation of each asset on the blockchain. For example, any smart contract, any wallet address, any token, all these have a unique address. And the term unique means not two address can be same. And in terms of solidity, this is a 20 byte data storing variable that is used to store Ethereum based addresses. So let's see how to define it and how to use it. As you can see, I have a file here, addresses.sol. I have created in the same folder in which we are creating our other contracts, blockchain to it, and defined the SPDX license. The compiler version are going to use and the basic contract definition. So to define a address type, you have to write address like we do in integer and booleans. Then you have to write the name you want to store. I'm going to name it as my address. Or if you prefer to use camel case, you can write it as my address. And here you can pass the address. Let me show you how address looks like. So I have just copied my wallet address from my wallet and let's paste it here. So just close this for now. This is how a address looks like, and this is generally a Ethereum based address. Other blockchain also have addresses, but they follow a different type of pattern. And Solidity is a Ethereum based language, so here we have these type of addresses. And with respect to this address, I'm gonna show you something today. I think you have not considered this, but whenever we deploy our contract, for example, we have this contract here addresses, and when we deploy, you can see we have this contract which has nothing in it, but here it's written something, you can see. And when you click on this copy icon, you will get the address for your deployed contract. So this is your deployed contract address, but this is not on a public blockchain because this is just a virtual machine, so this address will work only here. And also you can see all these addresses of wallets. So these type of addresses are everywhere in Ethereum based blockchains like Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, and itself in Ethereum. We deals with addresses a lot while developing smart contracts, and today we are going to see some functions and features regarding my addresses, or what I say, addresses. So for now, just to create a getter function, I'm gonna write public here and just put this here. There's no problem, this is just a comment. Okay, so I'm gonna create a function which is like fetch caller address. This takes no argument. This is a public and it's just a pure and returns. And now here you can use the address here type to return the values. And what we return here? Message dot sender. Okay, let's write it as view. Okay, so what is this? So if you remember, we have talked about message dot and some values prior in video. Actually, this message is related to the function call, and this contains the address which is calling the function. So whenever this function is called and whoever called this function, this will gonna return the address of that caller. So let me show you what this do and how to use this. Just clear this, just deploy and open this. So this is my address, just a variable we have declared above. But when we call this function, it will return the address of caller. So if we check what is the address, so the default address we have set here is starts from 5B3 and ends with DC4. So just quickly check it. I'm going to click on this and you can see it has returned as an address, and this is the same as this. So this helps a lot while developing smart contracts to check some certain conditions. For example, you have created a function that is only called by an admin or owner. So in that case, you can check this by using message.sender. Quickly, I'm going to show you an example of it. Just clear all this. I'm going to create here a address of public type and I'm going to name it as admin. So for now, I'm going to create the second address as admin. Okay, now I'm going to create a function which I'm going to name for admin, which means this function can only be called by admin. You can write whatever name you want, and obviously you write name related to your operations and functionalities in a smart contract, but this is just an example. So this is a public function and we're gonna return nothing. Okay, so we're gonna check by using require message.sender equal to admin. What this requires to check? It checks if the caller is admin or not the admin. So I'm gonna write here view. Okay, so our function is ready. Just quickly check this. Actually, this function is going to do nothing, but we can see the green and red tick to verify if the contract functions executed or not. So just gonna clear this previous and deploy. Open this, and when you click on for admin, you can see the function reverted with the message not the admin, because this address is not the admin. So just quickly change to the second address which we have set as admin. So now if I call this function, you can see there is no error and it's called and return the data. So this is how you can use address for checking the caller. And if you remember from previous video, we have learned about modifier. So you can create a modifier here, only admin, which checks for the same thing. We can cut and paste here, and the important part of a modifier is underscore and the line breaker. And now we can just type here only admin, and this will check whenever this function is called. To have some body, I'm going to write just return true and mark here the return statement. and put the semicolon. So now this will do the same job as our previous example, but with a different approach using modifiers. So just remove this and quickly deploy. And I'm on the second address, so this will be the admin, and it called and returned true. But if I switch to other address and I call this will gonna revert with the error message, not the admin. So this is how address type is used in Solidity, and how does the address looks like. And we have also seen using it with the recover statement and modifiers, and we have also learned about message.sender. So this is about address type in Solidity. You can learn about this by yourself and try implementing some examples and tweak around. So I'm going to close this. So this is all for today. You are watching Kredict, and this is 45-day Learn Blockchain Development Challenge. And I will see you in the next day of this series. Till then, stay safe.